To forget is the secret of eternal youth. One grows old only through memory. There's much too little forgetting. If you have to keep asking yourself if something is worth it, then maybe it's not. He who wants to hold on to that is losing. Those who are ready to let go with a smile are trying to keep him. If it were easy, everybody would do it. The more primitive a man is, the better he believes himself to be. Life did not intend to make us perfect. Whoever is perfect belongs in a museum. Modesty and conscientiousness receive their reward only in novels. In life, they are exploited and then shoved aside. Don't take criticism from anyone you would not take advice from. Education in knowing things means nothing if you're not willing to put in effort and use what you know. Strive to be the man you want your daughter to marry. If you blame it on someone else, don't expect it to get better. Leave when a promise turns into a sorry. Never tell your boss you're bored. Be alone sometimes. It is important for your mind and well-being. The first person you think of in the morning and the last person you think of at night is either the cause of your happiness or the cause of your pain. Not always sorry for the one who is wrong, asking forgiveness of the one who values the relations. Figure out what you love to do, and then figure out how to get someone to pay you to do it. Don't make decisions when you're angry. Don't make promises when you're happy. We are the average of the people we spend time with. Surround yourself with good people to be a good person. Clean dishes as you cook. Letting go is very hard, but it's the best thing to do. Avoid bad habits. They will become harder to break as you get older. If you try to please everybody, somebody won't like it. Smart girls like to hear they're pretty. Pretty girls like to hear that they're smart. You don't really know the person you're with until you move in together. Never marry anyone without living with them first. If you're not dating to marry, then you're dating for heartbreak. Let that sink in. Be in a serious relationship. A person can become close to you in 3 days, and the one who lives near you for years may never know what your favorite color is. Women do not need to explain anything. You always have to act with them. Being in love is when you want to get old with someone. It's only terrible to have nothing to wait for. It is very clear that the unhappiness of the world is so often brought on by small men. A woman should not tell a man that she loves him. Let her shining, happy eyes speak about this. They are more eloquent than any words. A lonely person cannot be abandoned. Keep things at arm's length. If you let anything come too near, you want to hold on to it, and there is nothing a man can hold on to. We have so much to say, and we shall never say it. Never stop the other person from talking, because the worst thing that could happen to them is you proving them wrong. Think with your big head, not your little one. Don't judge anyone based on the rumors that you have heard about them. Know people by yourself and have your own opinion. Go for someone you perceive to be out of your league. You'll surprise yourself. The clock does not determine when the job is done. Keep your eyes and ears open and your mouth shut. Observe for all the information. Potential means you haven't done anything yet. Life can take a loved one at any time, so cherish those you love. Make time for family and friends and tell people you love them often. People have to do a lot of stupid shit to figure out what they really want. It is better to die when you want to live than to live before you want to die. What you can't get always seems better than what you have. This includes the romance and idiocy of human life. Strange how complicated we can make things just to avoid showing what we feel. Anything you can settle with money is cheap. The best way to lose a woman is to show her a kind of life that one could offer her for only a few days. A man only begins to be valued when he is no longer there. Whatever happens to you, never take it personally. Nothing in this world is so important. I stood next to her, listened to her, laughed, and thought how terrible it is to love a woman and be poor. It is a mistake to assume that all people have the same ability to feel. Don't try to fit in where you're not wanted. There's no quick and easy way to achieve or attain something valuable and hard-earned. Anyone else who tells you otherwise is trying to sell you something. Save money as soon as you get paid, and not what's left. It was a melancholy secret that reality can arouse desires but never satisfy them. If a woman saves money on herself, it means that it makes men want to save money on her. Our knowledge of life is limited to death. What comfort there is in the skin of someone you love. Good or ill, life is life. You only realize that when you have to risk it. A friend standing behind is worse than an enemy standing in front. Nothing changes if nothing changes. The most important thing you can learn is personal responsibility. Bad things happen. It's your job to overcome them. Cooking and cleaning are basic life skills and not a gender role. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else. Don't borrow anything you can't afford to replace. Trust is built over the life of a relationship, but can be lost in an instant if you're not careful. Everyone saves someone at least once, just as he kills someone at least once, even though he may not know it. A woman becomes smarter when she is in love, whereas a man loses his mind. The things men did or felt they had to do. Love should not be polluted with friendship. If you're interested in a girl, see what her mother looks like. That's how she will turn out after marriage. Brush your teeth before you put on your tie. No job is beneath one's dignity. Do not judge a person by their words. Judge them by their actions. A woman who lacks sex begins to talk more about sex. Who lacks sex speaks about sex. Hungry talks about food. A person who has no money about money, and our oligarchs and bankers talk about morality. Always go out into public dressed like you're about to meet the love of your life. Don't let emotions affect your life, no matter if those emotions are your own or someone else's. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some will even go out of their way to see you fail. Learn to be self-sufficient and realize you are a mortal who will suffer horribly later if you don't become independent and resourceful. Stop worrying about what other people think. Honestly, who gives a shit? Keep to yourself. Stay away from idiots. Stupidity is contagious. Your friends want you to do good, but not better than them. Rest don't care. Learn how to say fuck it and mean it. Don't say yes to everyone to make them comfortable. Check with yourself too before you commit. Many people don't like you, especially if they see you as a competition. Rule your life with your mind, not with your feelings. Every bad decision we have made in life, there was more emotion in it than there was mind. Every single one. Always listen to your gut. Somehow it knows many things that you wouldn't expect. Know your worth. Never put yourself in the bargain bin, or that's where others will value you. Time truly flies. Be grateful always, because it can always be worse. Live like there's no tomorrow and do what you love. Don't get bogged down in regrets. No one is perfect. Don't chase happiness. Just stay positive and you will experience joy. Pay close attention to those who say they love you, because so often they don't. They only use you. Trust in yourself and your first instinct on decisions. Lower your expectations. Having high expectations of yourself and of others is a recipe for chronic dissatisfaction in life. Accept that some folks love to point fingers and blame others. You will be blamed for things you haven't done and for things that haven't even happened yet. Stop complaining, whining, and nagging. It's wasted energy. Who's listening anyway? Realize you cannot control everything or everyone, but you can control yourself, and that's even better. Always move in your own direction, not according to society, friends, or family. Leave the house messy and the yard unmowed for the weekend. You will remember the fun, not the clean house or yard. Make time for fun. Learn to say no. Be frugal. Eat only real food. No wheat and limit carbs. The more you know, the dumber you sound to stupid people. Pay attention to the negative signs that people give off and immediately disconnect from them. It will save you a lot of pain and, more importantly, wasted time. Never take the responsibility that does not belong to you. Never sell out and trust your instincts. Also, most importantly, never take loved ones for granted. Have firm boundaries and be discerning about who you let into your life. If you want to help yourself, find someone worthy to serve. Through service, you gain experience, contacts, and a reputation as a reliable and accountable ally. It is only through an apprenticeship that one becomes a master. Buy real estate, land, anything you can afford. The less possessions you own, the happier and less burden you will have in your life. Life is often very ambiguous. Sometimes there isn't a right or wrong decision or choice. Things are not always completely clear. You may not get the answer, so you just have to wing it. Don't leave someone to teach them a lesson. Leave because you learned yours. Life is far from over, but it's very short too. If you want to do something, don't delay, but don't sacrifice what you want for what you want right now. When in doubt, just take the next small step. Slow down and realize that mistakes are essential to learning anything. Get yourself together before you get any older. The older you are, the harder it is to change. No one cares except family. Start saving you money. Don't spend it on homes you can't afford, fancy cars, and running your credit cards to the max. In the end, you'll be much happier. Nothing is actually as bad as it seems or as great as you think it will be. Take good care of your health. Without health, nothing will matter. No amount of money can bring you joy if you are suffering. Marry before 30, have kids before 35, work and earn actively and sufficiently till and before 40, make passive income workable before 50, plan to retire from work activity before 60, do everything for family but expect nothing from it, not even from spouse. You'll never be sorry for telling someone you love them. Do it before it's too late. Save a little money every week or month. Nothing gives you happiness like a financial buffer, believe it or not. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Not everybody wants to be your friend, and that's okay. You really don't want everybody as a friend anyway. You don't always have to be going, being, and doing. It's really okay to just chill. Give back, even if it's donating your tag sale leftovers or handing a dollar bill over to someone less fortunate. Do it. It'll make you feel good. Everything happens for a reason, always. Do not fear getting hurt. You can't grow if you don't hurt. Don't ruin your health in order to earn money. You will end up spending your money to recover your health, and that is not reciprocal. Be kind to people without allowing them to take advantage of your good nature. Efforts never go in vain. How others see you is not important. How you see yourself means everything. Everything you need will come to you at the perfect time. You came into this huge world alone and will go out of it alone, hence can make any impossible thing possible by yourself only. If you punish the truth, expect to be lied to. You will look back at your life with much more regret for the things that you didn't do than for the things that you did. Things don't make us happy, experiences do. Keep your mouth shut whenever you're happy. Keep your mouth shut whenever you are sad. Stop comparing yourself with those who started 10 years before you. Focus on your own journey. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. If you waste money, you can earn it again. If you miss the moment, it can never be returned. Live life with opened eyes, ears, and heart. Strong people are always simple. You spend your first 20 years worrying what people think about you. You spend your next 20 years swearing that you don't care what people think about you. You spend the next 20 years realizing that they aren't thinking about you. Never let others know your weaknesses. Instead, always try to show up your positives. Don't tell your friends that you're happy. Don't make them angry. Don't tell your enemies that you're unhappy. Don't make them happy. Time flies. One day you are 30, the next you are 50. Plan now for what you want 50 to look like. Last but not least, you are here for a reason that you may not know. But be patient. You beat 1 billion odds by being here. Be grateful for the little things in life that others take for granted. The only way to live like a king is to work like a slave. There are two ways to do things, right and again. Better to fight and fall than to live without hope. Whatever is begun in anger ends in shame. The answer is always no until you ask. If a man empties his purse into his head, no one can take it from him. Even in the sheath the sword must be sharp, so too must the mind and the spirit be within the body. A person should not agree today to what he will regret tomorrow. Life gives you lots of chances to screw up, which means you have just as many chances to get it right. People treating you poorly is a reflection on them, not you. Don't make yourself available too much for anyone. You will lose importance. Never ruin an apology with an excuse. Never trust anybody. Trust is earned, not given from the start. You're never too old to cut people out of your life. It takes a long time to realize how truly miserable you are, and even longer to realize it doesn't have to be that way. You may delay, but time will not. If you would know the value of money, go and try to borrow some. Laziness travels so slowly that poverty soon overtakes him. Love your enemies, for they tell you your faults. There are 3 faithful friends, an old wife, an old dog, and ready money. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Just because the boat rocks doesn't mean it's time to jump overboard. You'll have bad times, but it'll always wake you up to the good stuff you weren't paying attention to. When you try to please everybody, you almost always please nobody. Your past does not equal your future. Sometimes you can make all the right choices and then have to sit there and watch them all crumble around you. You just have to pick up the pieces and keep moving. Never be so kind you forget to be clever, and never be so clever you forget to be kind. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. Stop trying to be happy. You can't be happy all the time, and it's okay. If you're trying to break a habit, don't say, "This is the last time I'm doing it," to yourself. Instead, say, "This is the first time I'm not doing it." An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. He that displays too often his wife and his wallet is in danger of having both of them borrowed. We do not stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. Work as if you were to live 1,000 years. Play as if you were to die tomorrow. Contentment makes poor men rich. Discontent makes rich men poor. He that can have patience can have what he will. Having been poor is no shame, but being ashamed of it is. Nothing that life has to offer is worth the price of worry. You stop explaining yourself when you realize people only understand from their level of perception. Someday isn't even a real day, although for some people it's every day. It's never too late to turn your life in a completely new direction, and there is huge importance in just one day. You will never be who you want to be until you are happy with who you are. When you get a different vantage point, it changes your perspective. It allows us to see things that maybe we should have seen a long time ago. That which has a bad beginning is likely to have a bad ending. Too much ale, and a man's heart is laid open for all to see. All the people need in order to rise up against tyranny is a leader bold enough to take up the banner. Never take for granted the time you spend with the people you keep. It could be over any day. Live in reality as it is, not as you wish it was. If you expect the world to be fair with you because you are fair, that's like expecting the lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. If you're right but you are obnoxious about it, people won't see you as the good guy. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it is a quiet voice at the end of the day saying, "I will try again tomorrow." People often confuse stress with responsibility. The reason you want to be better than someone else is the reason why you aren't. A man must be big enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. Be the person you needed when you were younger. You will reach your destination even though you travel slowly. The error is the result of letting fear rule your actions. Better to die with honor than live with shame. Accept things as they are. Life isn't about living in the past or living for the future. It's about living in the now. Enjoy every bit of your life to the fullest. Your compromises and sacrifices will be rewarded. Never keep people in your life if they don't love and respect you as much as you do them. Be at war with your vices, at peace with your neighbors, and let every new year find you a better man. Be slow in choosing a friend, slower in changing. When you are finished changing, you're finished. Strive to make small changes and learn something new daily, because there are always these experiences you have had to tap into for the future. Someone's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality. Not everybody who speaks in a pleasant way to you is your friend. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. You don't ever truly know another person unless you can take up residence in their head. You'll never be privy to their true nature. It is not our abilities that show what we truly are, it is our choices. You will find the key to success under the alarm clock. A penny saved is a penny earned. Fear not death, for the sooner we die, the longer we shall be immortal. Wanting something is not enough. You must hunger for it. Your motivation must be absolutely compelling in order to overcome the obstacles that will invariably come your way. Our lives are defined by opportunities, even the ones we miss. Every person alive hits a crossroads in life when you have to let go of the past and forge ahead into something new. The only sad thing would be clinging to the past once it's out of reach. You've got to know when it's time to turn the page. Forgiving doesn't make the person who hurts you feel better, it makes you feel better. If someone is trying to bring you down, it only means you are above them. You train people how to treat you, unconsciously or not. You are either part of the problem or part of the solution. Never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. Socializing is just like any skill. You need to practice before you're good at it. Life is brutal and will break your heart, and you just have to be brave and do the best you can. When you're testing to see how deep water is, never use 2 feet. Happiness depends more on the inward disposition of mind than on outward circumstances. If you don't have sex for 17 days, you will become stronger in your self-control. There is more honor in accumulating little by little than in reaching for the sky and ending up flat on your face. Oftentimes it is not numbers that win the victory, but those who fare forward with the most vigor. Learn to earn $10,000 to $53,000 a month editing, just like I do on my YouTube channels. Join our school and get free promotion, monetization guidance and support. Link in bio.